So you guys should hear me through the webcam microphone for the time being. I had to reset my microphone for some reason, so sorry about that. Testing. Yes, we've switched over. I don't know. It just does that on from time to time. It's weird. It's glad I had a feeling it might do it. That's why I pulled up the settings so I could see the feedback right away. So we didn't spend 2 minutes dealing with this. But what's going on, everybody? I appreciate all 20 of you that are here in the first minute. Off day from the gym. I did 4 days in a row. I did legs, shoulders and traps, bis and tris, and then my active rest day was more of a workout than I typically do on an active rest day. I did a lot of kettlebell hanging deadlifts on the little balancing ball thing. I did them on the ground. I did a lot of core work plus cardio. So my hamstrings and my lower back are actually a little on the sore side. So I figured I'd take an actual rest day today. So here we are. I am here. We'll wait for a few more people to jump in. We got about 25 people right now. Make sure you hit that like on your way in. And Will, what was your scent? I didn't go to the gym today. So let's see. Let me catch up on a few things. We'll do scent of the day here in just a moment. Kevin says, fully in love with Grand Soir. Totally. I can agree with that. Montrese, what's going on? Randy in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Notification gang. That's what I'm talking about. Scott said, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. Hitting us with wine. Yeah, yeah. Ethan, how are you? Alex, already addressed that with Dylan. What's going on, Dylan? Let's make sure to give a thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. So we'll go ahead and jump into it. I don't expect a huge crowd because it's 2:00 Mountain Time on a Thursday. I did try to give a little bit of a notice. I gave like a 45-minute notice. I had got it ready. So, and today's Sin of the Day sparked the video topic. So today I am rocking the original polo from Ralph Lauren. We went on a hike at the Garden of the Gods today. It's nice and crispy cold outside. The warmest it got while we were there was 37, feels like 33 because of the wind chill. So it was nice and cold out there. Smelling piney green and earthy like the outdoors. My wife was wearing Heavenly Lilies from Sphinx. She had 3 sprays on. I had 4 sprays of this. And even out there in the wind, we could smell each other very easily. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I've had on my Sin of the Day posts across the social media platforms, one dude talk about how it smells disgusting. I said, thank you, ma'am. I think that was on here on YouTube, actually. When you want to smell like a horse stable, that was the one on here where I said, thank you, ma'am. And then another one said it smelled disgusting on Instagram. And but I disagree, but thank you for sharing because it's, people want their opinions heard. I get it. And if I don't ask you for it, I don't want it. Trust me. So at the end of a video, I typically ask for the opinions. But if I don't ask you for it, I don't really want it. And if you're coming to my video, you're wanting my opinion. Make sense? Makes sense. So just crazy how just something as simple as wearing a fragrance brings the negativity out of people to just like bash it and stuff like that. Like, okay, you don't like it. That's cool. Calm down. It's not serious. I like it. That's why I'm wearing it. There's a lot of others that like it, So it's funny the way people act. People act crazy on the internet. But we'll dive into the other ones in a little bit. So the reason this is so nostalgic for me is junior high dances, late elementary school and middle school dances. I used to have a 40 ml of this. I used to rock that to the dances. This was my dressed up fragrance, I guess you could say. And we'll get into the more daytime one in a little bit. But this brings me back to, junior high and elementary school dances on the weekends, on Friday nights. This is what I would rock. So anybody that wants to tell me this is an old man scent, not to me. I was rocking this as a kid, as a preteen to teenage age range. I was rocking polo. So great stuff. What do you guys think about polo? I'm sure there's going to be somebody that doesn't like it. And look, I'm down for the differing opinions. Let's be respectful of one another. Because if you come in hot, my reply is always going to be firing hot right back at you. The trolls love that. They like to, from what I understand, they love when I'm a smart ass somebody in the comments. Look, if you come in hot, I'm firing back. I don't take bullshit from people on the internet, It's just not who I am as a person. I hope some people can respect that because they're the same way, Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean I should say, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. No. Come in hot, I'm coming in hot. You come in nice and easy and respectful, I'm going to send it right back your way. You get what you give, people. You get what you give. Tangent over. It's crazy how talking about a fragrance brings that kind of crap up. It's weird. Scent of the day, pure lavender. That's a good one. If you're talking about Ferrari, that's good stuff right there. Tobacco and tonka bean. Another great one. Can't go wrong there. Evening Mystique. Such a wonderful fragrance. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for the love and support. Bleu de Chanel Parfum, another masterpiece. Can't go wrong there. Palo Santo, since it's been cool outside today. Timbuktu, I never tried that one. I've heard good things. Celestio from Paris Corner, what do you think about it? I'm actually not a fan so far. It's kind of middle of the road for me. Haven't had that scent in a long time. Yeah, I bought it like less than 2 years ago. I bought another bottle of it because it's been a long time since I had it. Perry Ellis Portfolio Red. That's actually a pretty good one. I haven't worn that in a long time. Sauvage Parfum. I need to pull that out. I'm looking at it. It does not leave my rotation table. It's right there. It's been close to 2 months. No, maybe a month and a half since I wore it last. Something like that. Rare Carbon. One of my recent purchases that's become a favorite. Just Wear Red Tobacco. Hell yeah, rock that. City Rhythm Manhattan. Good stuff. Good stuff for sure. Rocked that polo green when I was 12. Yeah, it's nostalgic tie to when I was a kid for me with polo. You know, I was high class shit back when I was a kid. Rocking polo. Kenneth Cole Blue. One of my favorite gym fragrances. Just like any niche. Oh yeah, that's how the crowds are. Hobbies bring out haters. It's weird. And it's not necessarily they were hating. It's just the choice. Like they're entertaining themselves with the comment. But it's like, was that necessary? This is supposed to be a happy thing. You bring negativity to me, I'm going to just reflect that shit right back at you. You know? You can say, oh, man, not for me. Oh, I don't know how you like that one. Cool with stuff like that. Oh, man, that one smells awful on my skin. Cool with stuff like that. Don't come in hot. Le Mal Le Parfum, one of my favorites. It's subjective. Exactly. I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's all about respectfully disagreeing with one another. I'm cool with that. If you're not respectful, I'm not going to be either. Again, I give back to people what they give to me. Le Mal Le Parfum. L'Homme. Haven't wore that. No. I haven't had a bottle of that in a long time. I used to have a 40 ml of that a long time ago. Years ago. It's been a while. Was that before I met Heidi? I don't know. It's been a while. Ross, you got to try. So I've seen that on Scent of the Day post all over the place. All over the place. I've heard so much good stuff about it. I've never tried it. Arizona Sunset. Ooh, that's an artistic fragrance right there. It's definitely cold enough in most places. If where you're at to be rocking that, I would think it's at least a pretty mild day at minimum. That's a heavy cigarette and coffee fragrance. When soul gets high. Still love polo. Me too, man. Lance, what's going on? Trying for Bacchus. Ooh, that's some good stuff, man. Mont Blanc Starwalker Extreme. I haven't pulled that one out in a minute. Montrese says people don't have anything to do. That's why they run their mouth behind an avatar. Very, very true, Montrese. Very, very true. Like I said, they weren't hating these couple of comments that I had on my Scent of the Day today. It's just they come in hot. I get it. You're trying to entertain yourself. But, I mean, be respectful. I'll be respectful right back. Just don't come in hot, man. Don't come in hot. This is supposed to be a happy hobby. We have a very strange hobby, and we all need to get along with one another. You know what I mean? I really feel that way. We have a very strange hobby to people that aren't into it. Scent of the Day, Ben Sherman's signature. I wore it the other night. What a gem. Another great recommendation from the master. I wouldn't call myself a master, but I mean, $10 for 30 ml. I've heard people say they got a 50 ml for $10 on like clearance or something. I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's pretty close. It doesn't smell like a $10 fragrance to me. It doesn't smell like a $100 fragrance, but man, that's such a steal. Like everybody that told me I should grab it was absolutely right. It's such a steal for what you get. Fragrance fans worse than wrestling fans. Yes, agreed. I don't know if it's a bunch of high estrogen levels or what, but Jesus Christ. Polo Green, a true classic and gentleman's choice. Couldn't agree with you more, sir. Could not agree with you more. Fragrance apologist, what's going on, my man? Just got my decant of Vertus Vanilla. Ooh, look forward to sampling it after I get over this flu. Yeah, get yourself well so you can really get that great first impression, first experience from it. Because your sense of smell is probably off a little bit with your taste buds and everything being sick like that. Your body's fighting. So, man, I'm glad you got it. I can't wait to hear what you think about it. I'm sure you'll be posting something on IG about it, I would think. But I'm looking forward to hearing what you think, man. I want to see if you like it as much as me and Justin do. Some good stuff. Hope you get well soon. These are grown men that make these girly comments. Yes, I know. I'm with you. Scent of the Day, Prada Black. I haven't worn that in a minute. I usually wear that to dinner when I do wear it. And it hasn't even crossed my mind the last couple of times we went to dinner. I just have so many great fragrances. It's hard to get to all of them. Ideal Cologne, that's a good one. I need to put that back in the rotation this summer. I got 2 bottles. I swear we always remember the first couple of frags that get us into the hobby for sure. And look, I've always appreciated fragrance for it being like the cherry on top of your wardrobe. Like no matter how you're dressing, there's a scent profile for the occasion. You know, I've always kind of viewed it that way, especially once I got into the double digit, like as a kid, single digit age, 8, 9, 10, you know, even going into 10, 11 years old, wear a fragrance to go to church, go to dinner, family gathering, stuff like that. But not really an everyday thing for me then. Whereas when I got in that 12, 13, 14 ranges, spraying something every day, got to be fresh, something fresh and clean every day. And then when we go to dances, same thing. That's dress up, dressier occasion fragrance. So you had 2. You know, I've always respected and appreciated what a fragrance does for the wardrobe. I like Celestial. It's different, not as metallic. It is not as metallic for sure, but I can appreciate it. I think it's more wearable than Ganymede so far, but it's my first wearing, so I can't speak. And look, I found it to be kind of not off-putting, but it got boring for me. Like I got tired of smelling it. It's strong, so I kept smelling it. I think I oversprayed it for what it was, but good oud for greatness. My favorite is Afnan Supremacy and Oud. And it's not 1-to-1, but boy, it's strong. Quality's good. A lot of saffron. It's really, really good. I love that one. Some people will say Oud for Glory on here, and I've heard it's great, but I really like Afnan Supremacy and Oud. My scent of the day is your new fragrance. They loved it at the office. That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Montrese. I'm glad you enjoyed it, my man. Thank you for the love and support as always. Hello, all. Scent of the day. Ard Al Zafaran, 24 Hours Gold, clone of Stronger With You Leather. Ooh. Okay. If that's a clone of Stronger With You Leather, then I may need to get it because my decant of Stronger With You Leather is getting down there. And then I've been getting myself hyped up for my bottle of Strong With You Absolutely coming in. So I've been spraying my decant more and more of that every night on my hand. I just love it. It's so good. Stronger With You DNA is just so good. Guess Man, the green bottle. Kenneth Cole reaction started off for me. That's such a quintessential spring cheapie. Very green fragrance. The color of the juice fits the scent profile perfectly. Layer of ombre leather and oud wood. Ooh, I bet that would work good together. I bet that would. And I'm not the layering type, but that intrigues me even. I bet that would go good together. Heath Beam, the community can be both infuriating and fulfilling at the same time. You nailed it. You're right. This hobby is strange. And there's not that many of us. Scent of the day, Dior and Parfum. Man makes a great point to make sure to let us know he's wearing a phenomenal fragrance. You, sir, are the real MVP. I appreciate you. What up, boss? Your EM arrived and wasn't broke. Good. Second time was the charm. Can't wait to fully review it solo. That's what I'm talking about. Glad it made it safe to you, Randy. Haven't been shopping at Dillard's in a hot minute, but there's a lot of good fragrances there for decent prices. Rare Carbon. Oh, Rare Carbon. Rare Carbon's better. I said it at the end of the video, the Rack Store video with Ben Sherman. I'd still take that over it. For $10, it's hard to beat, but I mean, I'd rather spend $35 or whatever Rare Carbon is. Rare Carbon. I really, really, really like Rare Carbon. It's much better quality. It's a better fragrance top to bottom. But I mean, if you're in a pinch, cheap like that, Ben Sherman's signature is really good. It can't match up. And I don't know too many people that would. I can't imagine anybody would disagree with me. I'm sure there's somebody that would disagree with me. But if you smell them both side by side, oh yeah, the Afnan fragrance for sure. Rare Carbon, yeah, see, he gets it. Yeah, and see, same thing. I look at it same way I look at it. It's really nice, but Rare Carbon is better. Evoke Gold. Ross, you were the first reviewer I came across on YouTube. My scent of the day is Stronger With You. Excellent choice. Thank you for hanging with us today, my man. You can't go wrong with any of the Stronger With Yous. I've even been spraying only on my hand, on my other hand, giving it more of a chance. So I'm not a huge fan of the opening, but the dry down's really nice. The dry down is really nice. I think eventually I may get a bottle of that one too. The opening is, it's okay. Nothing special. I like Freeze better, top to bottom. But in the dry down, the Strong With You DNA comes out more, and it makes for a really good fragrance. Much, much fresher than even Freeze. It's very fresh. Club Diddy Intense Man and Burberry London. what really got me started collecting. Some good choices. Great beginner fragrances for sure. Amber Oud Gold Edition and Dua Aphrodisiac. Thoughts? I haven't tried either of them. I actually don't have any thoughts on them. I have no experience with them. And for those of you that have old school Breeze Nose shirt, let me get this way so you can see it. Breeze Nose. I got the New Orleans Nose one. Some of you will remember this is when Nike first got the NFL license back in like 2012, I think, was when New Era got the license to do the hats again from Reebok. It was when Reebok's licensing deal ended. And they started coming out with all these different quotes, Breeze Nose and then New Orleans Nose. And they had them for college. They had them for all the pros. Like Nike got some more licensing. So this was the beginning of that. This shirt's old, man. This shirt's over 10 years old. Take care of it, though. It's still big on me, but the New Orleans Nose one's gold. It's the opposite color scheme. So decided to go throwback with some of the Saints gear today. Not super throwback, but modern era throwback, I guess you could say. Italian Love. I still need to get I will have a bottle this summer. My decant is pretty much done. Where's it at? I saw it the other day. Is that it right here? No, that is not it. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Yep. Light blue Italian Love pour on. Boom. I really like that one. I like it more than Forever. I like the dry down better. The openings are somewhat similar. They're pretty similar. Slight differences, but the dry downs definitely, I like it more. Here else, I got 9 p.m., although I don't like Ultra Male, and I like it. The apple is better than the pear, and it's somehow smoother on my skin. Yes, it is smoother. It's not as harsh in the opening, like scratchy, I think would be a good way. And look, if you've never tried 9 p.m. and you've only tried Ultra Male, you may not understand fully what I'm talking about. Whereas when you compare them, the Afnan's much smoother. Much smoother. I actually believe the oil concept, the oil quality is better with the Afnan. It's a better fragrance. Those of you that saw my comparison video, Afnan's the way to go. Even if they were the same price, they were both $40 fragrances, $30 fragrances, whatever, I'd say 9 p.m. I like it that much more. What's going on, Doug? How are you? Tell me why I've been wearing Dylan Blue for 3 weeks straight. I need a new frag. Look, man, it's easy to go on a run with certain fragrances. I did it a few times last year. Sometimes you'll come across something where it just grabs you. It's just easy. You don't get tired of smelling it, and you just keep rolling with it. Even if it's not necessarily every day, maybe it's most days in the span of a few weeks or something. That happens with me from time to time on certain fragrances that I'll get in where I'm just really vibing with that particular scent profile. And it could be something as simple as the most recent one being Cool Water Grapefruit and Sage. One of the most simplistic, basic fragrances I've picked up in a long time, and I was rocking the hell out of that. Bulgari Man Glacial Essence. That was another one in recent memory that I was just vibing with it. I was rocking it on the regular basis. And then there was, when I got Bulgari Man Wood Neroli, I couldn't put it down that first week. I kept wearing it. So I feel you. It happens, man. You'll just vibe with a certain scent profile for a nice little stretch. Trying out Crafted Oud from Saphiro today, clone of Carved Oud from Thameen. I haven't tried it. I'll be buying a new frag this week. 10-4. Mac, how are you? Probably in Dallas. That's been the thought for like 7 or 8 years now. Eventually, he'll end up in Dallas. They're going to fire McCarthy. If they lose this game, they have their out. If they lose to Brady, they have their out to get rid of McCarthy. If they win, it's going to be harder to fire McCarthy. The optics will be bad. We're going to release same bottle as Mahir Silver. Noted. Breeze. Yeah. So that decant in particular, actually all of these right here, came from Decant House. They're a newer decanter. I was searching for, this was months and months ago. I don't remember what I was looking for specifically. Actually, it was Italian Love when it came out. So I just wanted to try it. It was Italian Love. This was the decant that sparked it. So I bought like 5 different decants from them. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff. I got La Mole Parfum right here, the Most Wanted Parfum, John Barbados XX Artisan Teal, Y La Parfum. Here's Polo Blue Parfum, Ombre Leather Parfum. I just bought 5 or 6, and then a couple weeks later, I bought 5 or 6 more, and then I bought a few more. Like they've kind of been my go-to. So you can get several different sizes. Most of the time, I'm getting 2 or 3 ml. This is a 2 ml. So this wasn't full, this decant. It was about halfway roughly. And I got Light Blue Forever from them. I did a comparison with the 2 decants. Now, they don't have everything. Last I checked, they don't have a gigantic selection. It's been a little while since I bought stuff from them, though. I'm sure they added more. But they've been pretty reliable, pretty quick, and good prices with a good variety. Labels are very informative. They're good decants, you know, good glass decants that aren't super cheap that break easy. So, I mean, I would definitely highly recommend them. I mean, there's so many decant places. Fatboyfragrance.com. You can always go through Juan. I'm sure he's got quite the selection. Some people send me decants, like those Stronger With You ones. That was sent to me by a viewer. Like these aren't ones I bought. And then stuff like this. Like this was my buddy Chris sent me stuff like this. Gucci Goes to Absolute. You know, things like that. Like I get some sent to me. Like this. Aqua de Parma. This was sent to me. I haven't even sprayed this yet. Never tried it. I have so many freaking decants, but Decant House I would recommend. I bought a lot from them last year. Shout out to all 64 of you. 37 likes. We can get that a little bit higher. I think we could get to 50 likes. What do you guys think? Hit that thumbs up. Help your guy out, you know? Zafiro Crafted Oud stuff's amazing. Kind of like fresh oud wood. Also received a tough pride. WTF. Find it very similar to previous mention. Mahar Legacy. Noted. Yes, awesome. Finally caught you live. That's what's up. I've been doing a lot of them. So if you don't get one, you're bound to get another one. I was live last night with a panel. We were talking sports, wrestling, all kinds of stuff. Off day today, an actual off day too, not an active rest day. High volume accessories for me this morning. That's I did an active rest day where I did core. I did some hanging kettlebell deadlifts with two different sizes. I did the 44 pound kettlebell, and then jumped to the 76 pound, which is the heaviest one. And just literally right before it touches the ground, really working my hamstrings and my low back, getting a good stretch because my hamstrings are sore today. I wanted to do some extra hamstring work because I don't do enough hamstring work on leg day. I find I'll do 5 or 6 sets of variation of leg curls. And then outside of doing some form of squats or leg press, my hamstrings don't really get any work. So I wanted to do a little bit more targeted, but I didn't feel like doing barbell deadlifts. So I thought, let me do that. And then to really step it up, that little platform that's on the half ball, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. It's a half of a medicine ball with the platform. I was doing it on that. I did a few sets like that where I started with the 44 and then I did a few sets with the 76 to add a little bit more of a challenge, trying to stabilize while you do it. And what else did I do? The bag's still not up for some reason, so I couldn't hit the bag again. And then I did some steady state on the treadmill. And then today, my hamstrings are so sore. It's supposed to be leg day. It's like, hamstrings are pretty damn sore and tight. So I'm taking an actual day off today. And depending on how they feel tomorrow, I'm either doing legs or I'm going to go into chest, following day back, then legs. So it's either going to be legs, chest back, or chest back, legs. All depends on how my legs feel tomorrow. Or it could be chest, legs, back. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the next 3 workouts. Anyways, thanks for asking. Preferred fragrance cologne I have is Dylan Blue Frag was Venetian Indigo Night. Never heard of that one. Alhambra Bright Peach. Tom Ford clone. Gotcha. Finally got a bottle of Strong With You Freeze and people are sleeping on it so bad. I agree. If I had to just keep one, I've said it before, that's the one. Because it's so versatile. It still maintains the bulk of the original's DNA. It's just fresh spicy instead of warm spicy. I love Freeze. And I was kind of like, the first time I sprayed it, but the more you wear it, the better it gets. Once you get 3-4 full wearings in, you're like, damn, this fragrance is great. You know, it really grows on you fast. And if it ends up, you really like it from the start, you're going to fall in love with it after a few wearings then. So, because I was just kind of like, it's okay, it's good. And that evolved quickly. I mean, Regent Leather, okay. I want to try the Bright Peach. Just ordered that clone. Jimmy and Randy, what's going on? I'm so far behind. Happy Land, 2 questions. 1, did you announce the winner of the cheap clone giveaway? Are you talking about the Dossier fragrance video? No, that's tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow. It's usually about a week. It's either 7 or 8 days usually. It's not going to be today. It's going to be tomorrow. You'll know when it says closed giveaway at the end. It changes from giveaway to encased in closed giveaway. And you'll know if you won because I will pin your comment and reply to your comment and heart your comment if you were the winner. So, but no, not today. I'm saying my legs are way more quad focused. Definitely need to add more hamstrings back. Yeah, I wanted to do a little extra hamstring work and get a good stretch on my low back. You know, which you got the absolute kind of reminds me of when I'm working on my car for some reason. Yeah, I sprayed that one on my hand. No, it's gone. I was about to say I sprayed it on my hand last night. Eventually, I'll get a bottle of it. You can get them for around $80, 80 to 100. It's a good price range. Day off for me did legs. Day off for me too did legs yesterday. Tomorrow's back and biceps. 10 4. Would you consider being a guest on a weekly podcast I engineer? I'm open to it. Message me on IG. We can talk about it. I have to do some research on you and your podcast and everything before I agree to anything, obviously. Yeah, I don't just blindly go into stuff, but I'm open to it. Message me on IG. It's discounters and it's all over eBay. I almost bought 2 bottles of it. Yeah, it's a great. If you really like that DNA, it's the one you can wear every single day, for sure. It's not too much or too little for any situation or season. Burns in my car now. Couldn't agree with you more, man. Stronger with you. Freeze was like a love at first sniff. So if it gets better, I can't wait. Yeah, it does. It grows on you quick because it's more simplistic than the original. The original's got a little bit more going on, but as it dries, it gets a bit more interesting. It ties to the original even more. And then as you wear it more, it's just like, man, I kind of like this more than the original, at least for me. You know, I love the original. It's just Freeze kind of took its place because it can do everything that I like the original does for the evenings, but it works better during the day and in warmer settings. Candy Parfum Cologne Blue. Never tried that. San Alhambra Infinity Rose. Ishio Rose, absolutely amazing, great quality too, especially in comparison to Lattafa's Amethyst, which I love. Aromatics approved too. Got to get it, Ross. Well, I don't want to get a bunch of stuff of the same. I already have that with certain situations, whereas that particular fragrance I'm not going to wear all the time. So when I'm in the mood for it, I'll just wear Amethyst. I have Amethyst. So shout outs to all 72 of you here. 44 likes. We're better than that. We're better than that, guys. One went up as I say it. Come on, hit that thumbs up, guys. Help me out. I appreciate you. It's a good designer recommendation for me. This cold and rainy day today. Going to eat the in-laws here in a bit. Well, that's the thing. I'd have to know what you have. The best way in situations like this on a live stream would be like, hey, I'm debating between this. If you were me, what would you rock for this situation? That I could help you out on, but I mean, I don't want to just throw some random recommendation out and you're like, oh yeah, I don't have that one, you know? So if you want to give me some things that you may be debating on, maybe we can talk about it together. You know what I mean? I can give my opinion on what I would do. So if you want to elaborate, I'll be glad to help you, give my opinion if you're interested in it. Ross, how's it going today? Warm been short. I wore it the other night. Found it Burlington. Smells pretty good in general. I agree. Yeah, I wore it 2 nights ago. 3 nights ago? Yeah, 3 nights ago. The day I wore Of the Immortals, I wore it that night. Catch my whiff was going on. Exactly. All right, I got to scroll down a little bit more. That was me. There you go. That was me for what? For the polo stuff from earlier? I don't know. I don't recognize the profile, so I'm not sure. Random question. How tall are you? 5'7". Short guy. Ben Sherman Icon. Just figured out similar to Costume National Ohm, but weaker average performance. Still a love. No, I've heard great things about the Tony Iommi fragrance, the Monkey Special or whatever it's called. I've heard a bunch of great stuff about it. I just haven't tried it. Sin of the day, Profondo Lights. Boy, that's a springtime, darling. When spring weather rolls around, I'll be reaching for that. I love that one. One of the 4K whom watched that Ben Sherman pickup. Haha. Actually got a compliment on that one. I bet you did. I've gotten plenty of compliments from it. I mean, not an inordinate, ridiculous amount, but I mean, it smells great, and I've gotten a few ooh, you smell really nices. Feels like spring in New Orleans. I bet it does. I bet it does. It's that time of year. It's like that in Texas, too. It's probably in the 70s right now over there in Texas and South Louisiana. I have not. There's something about it that I love. It's very comforting to me. Yeah, I haven't tried that one. Monkey Special is really good. Here, Ross, you should definitely take a look at Alhambra Afro Leather. Amazing clone of Memo's African leather. Projects and lasts. Noted, because I've been wanting to get my nose on African leather and African rose. My most complimented scent all time is still Invictus Aqua 2018, for sure. But recently, look around because rose seems to have a lot. Recently, the one that really stood out was when I wore Royale X, speaking of Zaharoff. Had a lady stop us in Walmart in the drink aisle, lean over to Heidi and say, look, please don't be offended by this, but I just have to tell him how good he smells. You smell amazing. What is that you're wearing? Turns out she's, oh my God, I love perfume so much, because talked to her, and Heidi's like, oh, no, trust me, he wants to hear it and everything. So when I told her what I was wearing, she's like, I've never heard of that. And then the wife goes to telling her, oh yeah, he's into fragrances real big on YouTube, yada, yada, yada. He talks about them online. She's like, really? Like, her eyes opened up. I love perfumes, and just wanted to chat. You never know who's into it. Not everybody knows about our little community. It was hilarious. It was great, but it was hilarious. It's something about that clean musk that's attractive. Rose, it works often. It's usually when I'm at a grocery store, something about that. But Royale X, it was at a grocery store, and that was 2 weeks ago, and it really sparked a conversation. It was quite funny and enjoyable at the same time. You said you didn't prefer Victory, but so I want to give Victory another chance, and I think I'm really like the Elixir. So I'll probably get them around the same time. But Elixir seems much more intriguing to me. But I need to give Victory another chance. It didn't wow me. I did not like it. It didn't wow me. It was like, oh, I need a bottle of this. Vote Midnight from Ajmal. Saucy smells like Gucci by Gucci and Violet. Not to discontinue when Star Walker Extreme is the two I'm debating on. Your thoughts? So I only have experience with Star Walker Extreme, and it's okay. I don't find it's that special. It's kind of, I know there's a lot of people that love it. I think the original is way better. Obviously, it's fresh fragrance, so different. But, it's just kind of, everything just kind of melds together. It's just okay. It's like, it's better than good. It would fall on that rating scale for me now. I remember what I rated it on the first impressions. Might have gotten a little better, but back then. But over time, it's like, I don't even want to reach for it. I never reach for it. It doesn't excite me to the point of wanting to reach for it. So take that with a grain of salt. If you can try it somewhere, try it. If you got to blind buy it, it is what it is. I blind bought it, It's okay. It just, nothing really jumps out heavily. It's been a while since I've smelled it. Just doesn't excite me, So 2 of them coming, 2 smaller ones. I have a 2 fragrance haul coming and a 3 fragrance haul coming, both from Perfume Online. Just waiting on them to get here. 1 shipped today. The 3 fragrance haul shipped today. 60 degrees, so that's still pretty mild weather. Into fragrances since 78, and unbelievable. I never got a compliment ever in my life. Wow. Case by case basis, I don't know what you look like. I don't know what your personality's like. I don't know what your hygiene's like. All that stuff factors in. I'm not trying to say you're ugly, smell bad, and dress terribly. It's not what I'm saying. Just, I don't know you personally. Are you typically, a charismatic type of person where, people feel it's easy to walk up to you and just start a conversation? Because that's pretty much what it is. If you don't look that approachable, it'll never happen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you are. I'm looking at a blank white square with some name, Thiago. You know what I mean? So I'm not accusing you of any of these things. I'm just asking because all of that stuff factors in. You could smell amazing and never, ever get a compliment, So it all depends. Personality, appearance, hygiene, just the whole package really plays into that stuff. And even then, it's still very case by case. You could have everything going on and might still never get a compliment. It all depends on who you're around and if they feel compelled. Traveling Paris during spring break. Which exclusives from Guerlain other houses are available? Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. Because I don't look into stuff like that that's exclusive to other countries because I don't really travel abroad. So I really can't weigh in, unfortunately. Sorry, I don't have better info for you. Same thing happened with Royale X last summer. Yeah, something about Royale X. It's not even my favorite from the house, or not even in my top 3 from the house. It's just something about it. No, I don't really mess with Cremo much anymore. I've told the story a few times now. The reason I stopped working with them, because the last fragrance you guys saw from me with them was Ice Citron and Driftwood. I just picked it up at Walmart because I was curious. But a couple of years ago, I stopped collaborating with them because they changed their process and they sent me this contract with talking points and things they wanted me to say. So I was like, I'm good. Pass. If it's not organic, if it's not just me being me, I don't need your products. I don't need your shower gels. I don't need your body bars. I don't need your fragrances. I'm not changing how I operate and who I am or any of my authenticity for any free anything. You know, so that's why they lost my respect. So I really don't. And they have great products. That's the sad part. I still use some of their products, but I haven't, outside of Ice Citron and Driftwood, I haven't bought anything from them since that. That's the one thing I bought. And once my products run out from them, they run out. So I don't support Cremo anymore. I stopped supporting them 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like that. Like 2.5. It was a while back. I was still living in Texas when this happened. I've been here for over 2 years now, 2 years and 2 months. I've been here in Colorado. So yeah, so I don't really mess with Cremo. That's why I just kind of move on when people talk about Cremo. Like poor Dylan. Dylan's like the biggest, like he could be on a Cremo poster. He loves their stuff so much. And I don't want to talk about Cremo because I don't respect the company anymore. You know, I don't like their practices. Not down with that stuff. If you need me to say certain things and you don't respect me, my audience, how I do things, so I don't want to work with you. People think this free bottles and stuff like that hold a bunch of weight. I can't speak for everybody, but I mean, a free bottle don't mean shit. It's got to be an integral company that has great products. That's the 2 biggest requirements for me. High integrity, great products. So your level of integrity matters. If you feel, now look, I'm not saying influencer marketing, that isn't the norm. I'm sure that's the norm with bigger platforms with a bunch of money involved and stuff like that. But for me, no, thank you. I like being me all the time. Love me or hate me, I love being me. Unapologetically. Have you tried YSL Baby Cat? Starting to be hyped. No, I've never tried it. I've heard of it, just never tried it. Finished lifting, having a protein shake, stop by to show some love. Now it's treadmill time. So I'm talking about get them calories out, get that heart rate up, man. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. Suggested by Joy Mean. Shout outs to Joy Mean. I talked to him the other night. It was good to talk to Joy. Love Joy. Watched the video Justin made about certain things he didn't like about certain fragrances. Is Hawass really that strong? Yes. And the people that say that it's not, it's them. It's you. Anybody watching this, if you're like, oh, that's weak, y'all are full of shit. It's you. It's you, man. I'm telling you, it's you. I got friends with the clear juice bottle. Kareem's got the clear juice bottle, the older, like a year ago or whatever. It's a beast. I've got the purple juice. It's a beast. Justin's got the purple juice. It's a beast. Matt's got bluish tone juice. It's a beast. It's you, man. It's not us giving bullshit hype. It's you. That fragrance is a monster. Your nose is wearing out to it. Oh, but my girlfriend, she couldn't smell it on me after 30 minutes either because she's hanging around you. It's going she's going nose blind too because it's overwhelming her. Tangent over, because I hear this all the time, guys. It is not the fragrance. That fragrance is so strong. Variety of batches for variety of skin chemistries. All beasts. So anybody that says it's weak, it's you. It's not Hawass. It's you. And there's still people that are going to want to argue me down. That's fine. I'm just going off of experiences with people I know, including myself. And not just one other person, not just 2 other people. I can think of 6 people off the top of my head. And none of us have the same batch. So to answer your question, Mac, yes. It can be too much. And for Justin, I could see, because I know what video you're referencing. I could see how after 2 hours he's done with it. Him and Grace get done with stuff like that. It's a synthetic fragrance. It's more chemical smelling. It doesn't have the same appeal as some of the higher quality fragrances that they wear on a regular basis. And for me, I love that scent profile. So it never gets old for me. I like the bubblegummy Invictus style scent profile, So for me, I can enjoy it the whole time. But yes, it is that strong. It is a beast. Don't believe me even. Try it for yourself. You can get decants online. Don't believe none of the negative shit you read. Don't believe none of the positive shit you read. Try it on your skin because your experience is going to be different. Your experience is going to be different from my experience. But just know, everybody I know with a bottle, it's a beast. That was a long one, right? I'm sure we're very behind. Shout outs to all 93 of you. And 59 likes. Oh, God, we're better than this. We are better than this. People here just don't do compliments. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Because who doesn't like getting a nice compliment? Hey, man, I really like that shirt on you. Man, those shoes are awesome. Where'd you? I've never seen those before. Even if it's not a fragrance, who doesn't like getting a nice compliment? Make you smile. I'm not saying I'm out there fishing for them, but I never get upset if somebody wants to tell me something nice, you know? Sorry to hear that, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. What part of the world are you in? I'm curious. It might be a cultural thing. It might be a regional thing or something. Fastest turnaround. None of them have fast turnaround, man. They all have slower processing. The world is not the same place. Everything's slower now. 2-day shipping is not really 2-day shipping. So it doesn't matter where you order from. It takes a while now. Unfortunately, I know that's not the answer you wanted, but it's my experience too. I wait for stuff all the time. I have to wait and wait. What's going on, Andrew? Hope you're doing well also. 81, my man. Well, we appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming hang out with us. No problem. Just last a minute. Usually start fragrance buy for the prices. Their shipment's pretty decent, even being in Canada. And it's the same thing with perfume online. Its prices are pretty good, and the shipping for being out of the country isn't that bad, but it's kind of what and what with places like Fragrance X, Fragrance Buy, or a Fragrance Kingdom Fragrance. You're going to wait a week no matter what, no matter where. Unless you're literally in the same state, then you might get it in 2 days, you know? It's crazy how that works. Will Dinsmore's version of Dior Homme Parfum be presentable enough for the dinner date with my in-laws tonight? So I haven't tried his version of Dior Homme Parfum, so I actually don't know. I mean, if it smells pretty close to it, then yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Anything that's pretty close to it, yeah, because Dior Homme Parfum is amazing. Rainy, gloomy day. Yeah, because of the leather and everything. Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Especially if it's cooler. You know, on the mild side, you get a little rain making it, you know, some cold water hitting you. That's probably a great scent profile for that. That's a good choice. I just haven't tried Mike's version. No sugar coating from Ross here, honest man. Like I said, love me or hate me, I'm me. I mean, this isn't a recorded video. It's a live stream, so everything's on the fly. I curse a little bit more, which based on the new terms I signed to recently, I need to tone that down. I need to stop cursing because YouTube is now completely against that. Jimmy Randy, what is Dinsmore? Michael Dinsmore. His last name's Dinsmore. Company's Making Sense. This company. That's Michael Dinsmore. What budgeting in indies? I think City Rhythm. Niles is doing great stuff, continuing to evolve, getting bigger. I think City Rhythm. Use your body cream or moisturizer? I don't use any. I don't use anything. I made the recommendation with CeraVe lotion for those that have drier skin, but I don't do stuff like that. I spray the fragrance and the cards fall the way the cards are going to fall. I don't overcomplicate. That's why I don't do the layering stuff. I'm not trying to squeak every hour I can out of a fragrance. I'll just bring it with me if I need to respray that badly. You know, I just wear fragrances accordingly, the way they're designed and the way they act on my skin. People overcomplicate things, man. I feel that about Cremo practices. So you probably went through the same thing around the same time, Matt, because this is back when you were making content regularly. You probably went through the exact same thing where they changed it up. It was a different rep, and they started with this contract stuff with all this stuff they wanted you to say. And it's like, no, go to hell. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Fragrances are important to me for the following reasons. I love to smell good for myself. I appreciate fragrances as a form of art. Yes, the transitions are dope. And they make me feel great. Which brings us back on topic. We got very much off topic. So the daytime scent for me, to Polo Green that we were talking about earlier was Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. This was the first fragrance that I ever really wanted as a kid, 6th grade, specifically in 6th grade. I wanted this. It was around the time that it came out, because 95, I want to say. Obviously, it's not this original bottle. This is one of my 30 mLs. It's just about empty. I have another 30 ml. I have a 50 ml. I've always loved this. This was when Tommy got hype. It was everywhere. It's the old Tommy logo before it was just the flag. Guys my age or from my generation know exactly what logo I'm talking about. Before Tommy jeans was a thing. Oh, it smells so good. This was a very pivotal fragrance for me. I'd already had an appreciation for fragrance. I had Pierre Cardin prior, but this was the first one that I actually wanted. Like, I was like, please get me this for Christmas. Got the little duffel bag and the gift set with the shower gel and the aftershave lotion that I had no use for at that age. It was like 10, but 10 or 11, something like that. But man, this was such a monumental fragrance for me. This fragrance mattered. So then what came along next was my 40 ml of this. So I had the two big heavy hitters, Polo and Tommy. Boy, in the mid-90s, this was some heavy hitters right here. These mattered. This is what's kind of started it all for me, is these two fragrances. This was what I would want to wear every day. And this is what I wore to school dances, going to dinner, family get-togethers, church, and so on. I wore Polo. So that's two monumental fragrances for me. And then moving right along, because we're 47 minutes, and I'll probably end this in the next 20 minutes or so. I want to stay on topic for a minute with you guys. No secret, those who've been watching me for a while, you've heard me talk about my love for this fragrance. Obviously, this is not the original bottle either. I've had a few bottles in the past. I had a gift set. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. Early 2000s, I'll never forget, my uncle got a gift set. I loved how it smelled on him. It was the best fragrance I had ever smelled in my life. I was so impressed by this. I was like, oh my God, I need that. And by that point, I had a bottle of Nautica. I had been through a bottle of Nautica competition. I had been through another bottle of Tommy at that point. I didn't rebuy Polo, but I had like 3 fragrances. I had OP Juice. No, not yet. I didn't have OP Juice yet. Trying to think what else I had. That was when I had Drakkar. I had a 30 ml of Drakkar Noir. That was back when I had Drakkar. So I had a few fragrances at the time. So I already had them for things for each situation. Drakkar was my dressier fragrance. I had Nautica for every single day. I had Tommy because I just loved Tommy. I would spray that for whatever. Anytime. It was more versatile for me. And this was so fresh. I was like, you know what? This is something special right here. I couldn't stop telling people that I smelled it on, how good they smelled. I used to get a bunch of compliments from wearing this fragrance. I was just so enamored with this scent profile. It's just, screw it. I'm going to spray my hand instead of spraying it in the air. Whoa. Dropping it. It's a 40 ml for those of you wondering. I got it for like $10 on clearance at Marshall's a while back. And I was like, I'll use it. $10 for light blue. Why the hell not? Smoky, peppery, citrus, airy, a little aquatic and watery. It's always been so good, especially out in the air. There's guys that still swear by this because their girl loves it. This is one of the most complimented DNAs ever. Spawned a ton of flankers. This one was the turning point to where it was like, okay, I'm really into this stuff more than I ever thought. And it's not a thing you really talked about back then. We're talking early 2000s here. It's not really a thing you talked about. Everybody had a fragrance. Everybody had a cologne. But I didn't know anybody with a few. I had already had Azaro Chrome by this point. Speaking of, I had Chrome too. So it was like, okay, I'm really into this. I really like having this variety. Different things for different seasons and different situations. And this was really the one where it's like, okay, I'm a fragrance guy. I'm a cologne guy. I'm into this stuff. That's where this fragrance, the reason it's special was the realization of the turning point from it turning into a hobby instead of just some part of my wardrobe, just something I wore. I just grabbed something to spray to smell nice where I'm going, to where it's like I wanted variety. This was the fragrance that made me realize I was seeking out the variety and turning it into a hobby, an unspoken hush hush kind of hobby. You know what I mean? Because none of what we have now existed. What we're doing right now did not exist. Shout outs to all 95 of you that are here. 74 likes, that's a pretty good ratio. You won't hear me harping. I'd like to get to 80 if we could, but I'm not going to complain at 74. But this one was really, really special. And then from this, you know, I would say around that time, I was like 20. By the time I was 24, when me and my wife started dating, I want to say I had around 20 or so, maybe even 30 bottles by that point. Probably about 30 bottles by that point. I had a sizable collection. Obviously, it's ridiculous now, but I had a sizable collection at that point. And then it just continued to evolve. And then fast forward to, I had wanted to start this channel for about 2 years before I started it. It was just this camera shyness of putting yourself out there. Can I really do? I know I have the love for it and so on, but can I really put myself on camera, put myself out there on the internet like that? And so it took me 2 years to finally muster up enough, I guess, gall to record a video. And I was 40 subscribers into this channel. The first time I just messaged George randomly. You guys have heard this story. And he messaged me back, and I had had samples of Signature Pour On by this point. I had 2 carded samples. I had made 2 different orders. And I was just, you know, when he replied, I was just letting him know how much I loved the fragrance, what I thought about it. It was on the short list of one of the next fragrances I want to buy. And he decided to gift it to me. This was the first gift I ever received in my fragrance world on social media, where I was a part of the community for years prior. But as far as an active personality, this is the first thing anybody was ever generous enough to give me. And the reason that's so important, it just goes to show that this man doesn't care how many subscribers you have, what kind of following you have. It's not about marketing for him. It's just about goodwill. He liked me, you know, saw something in me. He sent it my way. So this is very important to me. This spawned what is now a great friendship. Obviously, we have a working relationship with me having my second fragrance out now with Zaharoff, but I mean, this man's always been nothing but great to me. Zaharoff Signature Pour On. This is one of the first 500 bottles. This is back when the cap was plastic. It does not have the Z. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it does not have the Z inside. This is when it had the little inspirational quote cards. Inspiration can come from the unexpected, and the finger is to turn it around. Something special awaits you. Number 397 of the first 500. Email your number to zedsociety@zaharoff.com to join the Zed Society. So it's funny how things change and how far things have come. This bottle came in the day that I hit 100 subscribers. So that's why this is so important to me. This particular bottle, even if you take George out of it, this particular bottle, this was the first gift I ever received where there was no expectation. There was no, hey, would you like to review something? The word was never brought up. It's like, I would love to send this for you to enjoy. And even when the juice runs out one day, I'll never get rid of the bottle and the box. The original card I shoved inside of here with the note from George. So I'll always keep this. It's very, very special to me. Because it marks a very specific turning point in my journey in this fragrance space. That was towards the very, very beginning of what we're doing right now on this screen in this moment. So very thankful for all the blessings I have had coming into this space. And these are the 4 fragrances that are the most impactful on my life over the years, even going as far back as a young man in elementary school. So I hope that was some good story time for you guys. But thank you for the comment that I don't even have pinned anymore that got me back on topic, because that was the topic of this live stream. I really wanted to talk about that kind of stuff. This is the comment. So thank you for getting me back on topic so I could talk about that. So I'm going to have to skip ahead. I'm way, look at Matt. Over 5 sprays of Hawass is an act of violence. Exactly. So I agree with you. It's just the culture. I'm in Brazil. Okay, there you go. So I have a few frag heads that follow me on Instagram that are in Brazil, and that's been my understanding. So I understand where you're coming from. It's not a shocking news flash to me. I have heard stuff about that with Brazil. So I'm sorry to hear that, man. But you live in a beautiful country. You definitely live in a very beautiful country. So I'm going to skip ahead. Matt, what's going on? There's a man that does not have a customer right now if he's in this live stream. What's going on, big dog? So I'm skipping way ahead. I don't even know if Matt's still in here. Shout outs to Juju. Shout outs to Kareem. There's one of the different batches of Hawass I was talking about before we got back on topic. Popping in to say hi. And fortunately, it's sleep time for me. Catch up soon. Have a good one, Kareem. I hope you're having a great day as well, Juju. He said, wow, almost at 100 LOL. We're at 104, 83 likes. We're getting there. We're getting there. George seems great. The last video where he was trying to select what chips he wanted was funny. Yeah, that's my guy. I talked to George before we went live. He I forgot where he's going, right? He might be at the gym right now, actually. So yeah, I talked to him before I went live because like I told you guys in a recent live stream, I always send George a link. George and Justin get a, even though Justin's always busy, we do have something coming next week on his channel. By the way, next Tuesday we'll be live on Justin's channel. But that's my guys. That's two of my closest friends in this world. It's crazy how things change and develop over time. And we've grown very close over the years. And like I said, they're always welcome. No matter the topic, no matter who's on here, they're always welcome on my channel. Very genuine, wonderful human beings. Two of the best men I've ever known. So if you guys are watching this, that's how I feel. So enough sappy stuff. George Zaharoff is gem of a guy. Yes, he is. That Hawass rant killed me. Hey, it's the truth. It's the truth, man. People overcomplicate everything. Everything. God, even in their hobbies, people overcomplicate stuff. If you could forget a fragrance just to smell it for the first time again, which fragrance would that be? Oh, God, this. Absolutely this. This is the first fragrance to ever just wow me. Like, damn, that's great. This is the first fragrance to ever give me that feeling. Whereas the other one smelled great. I've always loved the way Polo smelled, and Tommy by Tommy Hill. To this day, I'm like, oh, God, that's so good. Every time I smell Tommy. But this, man, this is magic. This is even the newer formulations. This bottle's like 2018, 2019. This fragrance is still magic. People can call it watered down all they want. It's still magical. It's still, in my opinion, the best smelling light blue. All of the flankers are good. Some of them are great, but this is still the best version of the scent profile. The original light blue flanker to Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, because this is a flanker that spawned a bunch of flankers. It's this. If I could go back to smelling this for the first time all over again, I would love to do that. It's magic to me. I remember the 1K sub giveaway when George sent the OG signature as a giveaway. Yep, because Lance has been with me since the very beginning of my channel. So shout outs to Lance. Lance is one of my first like 100 subscribers. So yeah, absolutely. I agree. We did that, and that's before we really knew how to do collaborations and stuff. I was watching Big Bang Theory, eating gummies, and we'd cut back and forth. He had Athena film him in the office. I got the outtakes on my phone still and everything. We just tried to make it where neither one of us were any good at making content back then. You know, things change, but we weren't. We were just making it work. You know, just it's part of the evolution of the channel and my content. It's funny to go back and look at because it's so cringe. And that was several pounds ago for me as well. Sitting there eating gummy bears, old fat boying it out. But it's still a wonderful moment in time for me. But yeah, yep, that was for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. George gave me a bottle to give away. I remember your first videos from not showing your face at first, then wearing sunglasses. Sure you're talking about me? Because from the very first video, I was like from the waist up. You could see me from the first video. I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. Are you making a joke? Or are you thinking of someone else? Because I'm not sure. Because that's definitely not. Maybe I've reached 4,000 fragrances back in the day. Jesus Christ. Well, you're deep into it. It's better than Invictus. It's the truth. Oh, Hawass. Yeah. Oh, bro, I love that this fragrance sucks. I only get 5 minutes of longevity. Then it's a skin stint and gone after 10 minutes. Those kill me. Yeah, I see those all the time. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Especially when it's something that most people are saying are strong. That's bullshit. I think they're just trying to be funny. People. We'll say people. What advice would you give to build up a frag YouTube. I look up to you and Justin for the longest. Just want to get more subs and involvement, bro. So it's all about presentation, my man. It's all about your thumbnails, your titling, your optimize your videos for your descriptions, your titles, your tags. And they have to, at the end of the day, there's no magic potion for somebody wanting to click the thumbnail. So that's A, number one. You got to have a thumbnail that pops with a topic that's attractive to people. And then when they click it, you got to be able to keep them. If you can't keep them longer than 30 seconds, they're probably never coming back. So you have to be engaging. Your personality really needs to come through. All of that stuff matters. All that stuff matters. That's what separates the big channels from the channels that never grow. Some channels can't take that look in the mirror and see what can I do differently? Is it me? What can I do? What can I change? And if you're able to really do that self-assessment, it can really help you. I'm not saying it's going to be a magical fix. And like I said, at the end of the day, people have to want to click the thumbnail. That's first and foremost. But you also have to do the things to try to get YouTube to help you. That's where the optimization comes in, to help get more recommendations, get them to put their thumbnail in front of more eyes. Put your thumbnail in front of more eyes. So it really comes down to the most simplest thing you could think of is the most important, believe it or not. But thank you for asking. I appreciate the long-term love and support, my man. I wish you plenty of success. Really do. Are you excited for the new upcoming Paco Rabanne releases? I actually am. I'm curious. I saw the bottle today. iFragrance had posted it. We talked about it last night on this channel on the stream. But I'm curious. I'm very curious about that one. I'm very curious about Invictus Victory Elixir. I think that'll be good too. I think it'll be better than Victory. So I'm pretty excited about them, honestly. I think this could be a good year for Paco Rabanne's releases. 15 years old, have a small collection, but want something versatile for school and gatherings. What do you recommend? $100 limit. The easiest and first thing I go to is Versace Dylan Blue because you just can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong with Versace Dylan Blue. I would get my nose on that one. Go to a department store that sells Versace fragrances and spray that one on your arm and go walk around. Don't even just bury your nose in it the whole time. Just go walk around. Kind of get a feel for it, I guess you could say. Give yourself a couple of sprays and go walk around. Just go walk around the mall. Just spend 30 minutes with it to see what you think. I wouldn't buy it from there. You can get it cheaper on discounters, but that's your easiest way to try it without it costing you anything. Go to a Macy's or a Dillard's or something, or any department store that sells Versace fragrances. They will have it. I would recommend that's an easy answer, but there's a reason that it's an easy answer because it works. I would go that route first. I really would. Unless you just don't like it and you've tried it before, then we could brainstorm this all over again, you know? Yes, I bought it the day it released. Yeah, they're cheap now. I bought it for retail from Ulta the day it released here in the US. Yep. It's very green, fresh. It's got this violet leaf tone, little grapefruit, some ambroxan. Very fresh and green. Great for the spring. I like to wear it in the springtime. Not a beast, like the name would have implied. Average performer. But it smells really good. If people give it a chance, especially for that price, it's great for that price. It's great. For what I paid, maybe I should have waited, but I was just too excited for it. I was just too excited for it. And it makes for quite the versatile collection if you have this. Having the two of them, that can be your fresh daytime. This can be your evening cooler weather if you like the scent profile. Because there's a little bit of the DNA from this in there. You just lose that earthiness and tobacco and stuff like that. It's the modern take on the original. It really is. It's today's era of Polo Green. Oh, yeah, it's usually the hype beasts that get those. Haha. Keep wearing here Legacy for an hour now, and it's awesome. Still figuring out what exactly it's cloning. Sintanity. What an awesome name. Hi, Ross. Joining you late. Better late than never. Love from Nigeria. Love from Nigeria as well. I mean, from the U.S., shout-outs to Nigeria was what I meant to say. Afnan Rare Tiffany is my scent of the night. It's night down here. Nobody's talking about that one. Beautiful unisex floral beast. So I have seen it online, obviously. I just haven't tried it. It's the first time somebody's told me they were wearing it. Unisex floral. What florals dominate it? I'm very curious if you don't mind elaborating. Cool. Yeah, that's great. I appreciate that. I hope that helps. The most simple answer, the most obvious answer, I guess is the better way to put it, is the correct answer. It's just about being engaging to generate more engagement for yourself. So what can you do? It's like, look at your thumbnail and your title as you're fishing, and that's the bait. You're throwing the bait out in the water. Are the fish going to take the bait? Now, you don't want to be super clickbaity. That's a thing, being clickbait. You want to be on topic with what you're putting out there is what needs to be talked about when they get in the video. You know what I mean? Because people don't like that either. People don't like to be clickbaited. So you got to find the balance of something that has a clickbait appeal, but is also accurate and relevant to the topic once they actually get in the video. Because that's what it comes down to. We're simple creatures. We like pretty colors and things that pop and grab our attention. When you're scrolling through a bunch of different thumbnails, something about yours has to stand out enough to make more people want to click it than not. You don't want them to keep scrolling, you know? So that's the most important thing. That's number one. Then once you get them, you got to figure out how to keep them. You know, it's up to you to keep them once they click there. It's got to be you. They got to want to stay for you. It's not really about the fragrances. It's about you. They got to want to be your friend. They got to want to relate to you. They got to respect your opinion. It's all these things factor in, you know, like you guys. If y'all didn't think any of those things about me, you wouldn't be here. Let's call a spade here. If you didn't think any of those things about me, you wouldn't come back to my channel. You wouldn't be subscribed to be in this live chat right now. And I appreciate all of you. I really do, because I love this stuff. I would like to think y'all could see that. I love this stuff, man. I love all of you guys. Y'all make this stuff fun. You really do. I love the community aspect of this. You know, there's bullshit just like with everything, but most people are good. It's the 5%. That's what I call that now. That's the 5% that causes the ruckus and the BS and everything. But I wish you success, my man. LOL, already have Dylan Blue, so there you go. So what's your collection look like? You have about how many fragrances again? Let me scroll up. 15 years old and have a small collection. I want something versatile for school. That's tough, man. You could always go with, I mean, I like the blue scents when it comes to versatility. Coach for Men, something nobody talks about. Dedrick was wearing that last night. Super underrated. That's some good stuff too. Why EDP would be a great one. This guy's absolutely right. Max right. I've gotten compliments for Dylan Blue. Me too. Plenty. What changes to fragrance do you see coming in the future? For instance, do you see blue fragrances becoming a thing of the past? I think it'll be a moment in time because there's only so much you can do. There's only so many companies left to not do one. Like we were talking about last night, I need a blue fragrance version of Spice Bomb. Victor and Rolf, I need Spice Bomb Blue or Bleu or however you want to say it. I need a blue Spice Bomb. After that, we can be done with the blue scents. There's plenty. But I need that one. I need that one. But I don't think it'll ever phase out. I think they will lose popularity because people are tired of them already. You know, even me, I got so many. It's my favorite thing. I like the versatility and the freshness, you know, but played out. I admit it is played out. Oh, excuse me. 9 p.m. That's a great recommendation. Thanks so much for the advice and well wishes. I'm trying. I believe in you, man. You good dude. I've seen your content. You're a good dude. Change a little bit on the presentation and you're there. I'm telling you, because you're a good dude. I went to the mall yesterday and realized that Sephora was gone. It felt weird, but we still have one left. 10-4. Thiago, Mr. Ross, do you consume any YouTube content about fragrances? If so, can you tell us who you watch? So I watch Justin, number one. I watch everything Justin Copeland puts out because like I was saying earlier, dear friend of mine, always want to support him. Justin and Carlos, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, were my two favorite channels before I ever started my channel. So it's weird the way life works sometimes because now Justin's one of my dearest friends. I was a fan of his. I respected him. I thought he was a cool-ass dude. I liked his take and his taste when it came to fragrances. So I always watch him. I still go back and watch Carlos's videos sometimes because, I mean, he's got such a backlog of stuff that I haven't seen. I've seen a ton of his videos. I haven't seen everything. Just for nostalgia's sake because I knew Carlos personally as well. And then on top of that, different people, you know, people you see on my channel, Dedrick, Callie's Groom Room, Scott Aromatico, guys like that. That's the guys that I watch, guys that I know personally that I've become friends with over time. I don't just watch every channel all the time. I don't watch some of the channels I used to watch because people disappoint you. You get to know who they really are and people will disappoint you. So there's some channels I just refuse to watch anymore, but I still like watching Buck, Big Beer Business. Shout out to Buck. It's a good dude. I like Darian, Bowtie Fragrance guy. Obviously I watch Andrea and Anthony, Kuba, my main man Angel. I mean, there's a bunch of channels that I still watch. I don't watch every single video, but when the topic interests me. Chris, Fragmental, for example. George, Fragrance Apprentice, my new best friend. Just kidding. So I do like George's stuff. George is very unique in this space. Atkinson, the Fragrance Apprentice, very, very unique in this space. So I've always enjoyed George's content. Chad, Gentleman's Journey, my dear friend. Love Chad. I mean, I could just keep going on and on. There's still a lot of fragrance content that I do consume. I don't consume as much anymore because I make so much. I don't really like, after I make a lot of my content, I don't necessarily want to watch more fragrance content. I do try to watch a lot of the live streams and stuff like that. I try to be involved in a lot of people's lives. Randy, Fragrance Dude, Aromatics, Neeb. I'm leaving out people. See, that's the downside to starting to name people. You forget names. So I didn't mean to leave you guys out. I watch all the stuff that they do. I join their lives with them, all that stuff. So it's a lot of people. Shout outs to Joey, On Average Joe, Dry Down Lowdown. See, that's the downside to mentioning names, is you don't want to leave people out, especially your friends. You don't want to leave people out. So anybody that I didn't name yet, I'm sorry, because I could keep going and going. So I'm going to stop. But great question, and thank you for asking. I mean, I've noticed people making weird facial expressions on their thumbnails a lot more. Yeah, just a smirk or a smile is all you really need, you know. All that goofy, wild stuff, it does draw people in for certain niches, you know. Being a good looking woman helps with views. No denying that, Kyler. There's no denying that. Even if they want to deny it, they're lying to themselves. Oh, Rockman, would be cool to meet you. Most dudes don't talk fragrances, which is true. You'd be surprised who's into it and just doesn't know about it being a hobby. What's going on, Ross? Today, Ipsy Miyake Polaris. Have you tried it? I have not. If so, what are your thoughts? I haven't tried it, unfortunately. Bro, not going to lie, you're beastly at Madden. Haha, you and the Saints defense is insane. Yes, the Saints D, man. Because, look, I got to sacrifice the passing game to have a good defense. That's the downside, is I sacrifice the passing game because it's got garbage quarterbacks. Jameis Winston's garbage. I'm sorry. And there's nothing better on the depth chart either in Madden. So got some decent talent at receiver, decent tight end, great running game, and a great defense. So I literally got to do low scoring affairs where I score just as many points on defense as I do on offense, you know? So like I might win a game 21-14, like the recent one versus the Cowboys, or I might win a game 28-24, you know? So I have to do stuff like that. It's because the defense is nasty, at least on the game. We're not as good this year in real life. We got better as the season went on, but not as good as we should have been. But yeah, I know how to use them. They're a great nickel defense because we got a lot of good corners and safeties on the team. So it benefits you to play, to just run 3-3-5 or run a variation of the nickel defense with the Saints. Giancarlo Burton. How close 9 p.m. in jump? I don't know. Are you telling me or are you asking me? Because I'm not sure. I love it too, bro. Frag community is great. Aromatics have been great, bro, as well. Yeah, Aromatics, cool dude, man. I love Neeb. Papa Smurf, how are you? So hour 13 minutes. We'll probably shut it down. Let me try to get to the bottom. See if there's any crazy good question that I just can't pass up. Let me scroll through a little bit. Let's see. Now the BFL theme song's in my head. So I debated. It's funny that we bring up Carlos like 2 days ago. I think it was like 2 days ago. Randomly popped in my head. You know, you can still go to his Teespring store and buy his merchandise. I think I might get a BFL shirt. I've always wanted one, and I never did it. And he fussed me one time when I got one of Angel's shirts, Cubano, the Fresh as Fuck shirt that I have. It's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air font. And he messaged me. He's like, you know, other people sell merch too, like giving me a hard time. And I never got around to doing it. So maybe I should do that. What's $25 on a t-shirt? I buy t-shirts all the time. So I might do that when we get off the live stream, actually. So be on the lookout. I'm going to do that. Be on the lookout in the very near future because it takes a little bit. They got to make the shirt and ship it and everything. You're going to see a Brooklyn Fragrance Lover shirt in a thumbnail and in a video on me soon. I'm going to do that. Shout out to Carlos. What's your favorite shoe to deadlift in? Oh man, it's funny that you say that. I put them in my closet, but I literally have a Band-Aid on the back of my right Achilles right now, where right at the top of the shoe, I got some brand new Vans, brand new low top Vans, and they made a big old blister. I wore them day before yesterday I did back. And when I got on the treadmill, And it's not like it was bare skin it was rubbing against. It was rubbing against the back of my socks. Just started getting that pinch, that burning sensation of it rubbing you raw and getting a blister. And I was like, son of a bitch. And look, I have some pink low top Vans coming too. I can't wait for those. Because this is my first pair of Vans. I've always thought they were cool. I never got any. Saw some at Ross Dress for Less the other day, $40, right color scheme. I was like, yo, let me get those. If you look at my Facebook page or my fitness IG, just click the link tree for the link to that. You'll see some pictures from yesterday. You'll see the ones. It's the two-tone blue, almost like a denim look to them. It's badass low-top Vans. I got to break those things in, apparently, because, man, I have a Band-Aid on the back of my right Achilles right now. I had to pop it last night. It bubbled up a lot. It was a lot of juice in there. So naturally it started burning immediately after. But funny that you asked, speaking of Vans. But I love to deadlift in my low-top Chucks. Metcons, any of my Metcons. Any of them, literally any of them. Even the React Turbos, the 7s, the ones that have React foam in them. Any of my Metcons. I'm not completely against using any of my Project Rocks, but they have more give because of the hover foam. So I don't really deadlift. If I'm going to try to go real heavy that day, which I don't deadlift all the time, I try not to wear those. I do have some Under Armours that I wear that are much more firm. My Tri-Base Rain 4s are pretty nice, but it's mainly my low-top Chucks and any of my Nike Metcons are my favorite shoes to deadlift in because they're pretty close to, the Chucks are flat, 0 drop off. And then the Nikes are only 4 millimeter drop off. And they're nice and stable. They grip to the platforms that I deadlift on pretty well, the power rack stations. So I would say Metcons, especially 1 through 6. The Metcon 1 through 6, the Metcon Sport I'm looking at right now, and even the Metcon Freeze, the original free Metcons. I have a great wolf gray pair of those. I'm looking at them right now. Any of those, it's pretty much Metcons for me. That's my favorite shoe to deadlift in. The 7s, I like to do more plyometric work in. You can deadlift in them for sure, but they have a lot of responsiveness, I find. A lot more responsiveness, and they're a higher drop. They're like 7 millimeter. They're great for doing plyometrics and classes and stuff like that, but obviously you can still deadlift and power clean and all that stuff. But great question. Thank you for asking. All right. Scroll down. Uh-oh, Melly Mel with the 850 super chat. Very specific. Appreciate you, my brother. Hope this post finds you and everyone well. One love from beautiful Pensacola, Florida. Shout outs to Mel. For those of you that haven't checked him out, today's video, my top 5 gym fragrances for this year, I was tagged by Mel. So make sure you check out Melly Mel Shaves. That was the man that tagged me, another avid gym goer. So, let's see. You still have a Facebook group? I do. It's a different group. It's called TLTG Reviews Hobby Shop. Different group. Old group doesn't exist no more. What's going on, Dan? Love the Madden content. You do more of that. From time to time, I do when I get in the mood. Let's see. Yeah, Demi Rollin, I don't think. No one cares about what she says. They just click, oh, she's cool. I met Demi. She's cool. I have nothing against her. I dropped some big channels. They just do top 10 BS, super useless. And look, you got to find a balance. You got to do reviews. You got to do hauls. You got to do every price range. I mean, this is what I do anyways. Every price range. I do some list topics. I do a little bit of everything. I do some clone stuff. You name it. I enjoy all of it. That's why I do all of it, because I don't have one specific format that I tie myself to, because I just enjoy talking fragrances. But you have to mix it up. If you're going to do as much content as I do, for sure, you got to mix it up. I could just play to the algorithm all the time, like some of the bigger channels, and just do a list every single day, and it would gain me favor. I'd probably get a silver play button a lot sooner if I did that. You know, that's a lot of people's route to the silver play button, is just doing list. But that would get too mundane for me. I have to do some other stuff too, which doing some of the other stuff throws you out of favor in the algorithm, like an individual review on a niche fragrance, for example. That might get 1,000 views. Whereas that list, like my clone videos, got 28,000 views from 4 days ago. You know, now if I was to follow that up with list, I would just, because I've had some great watch time and views and subscriber growth in the last, 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks. It's up. But if I was to just work the algorithm nonstop, yeah, it would grow faster. It would. It would grow even faster for sure, but I'm good with what I get, and I'm good with my growth patterns and the momentum that I, gain and lose, gain and lose. I'm cool with it because I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. That's what's most important. As long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, everything else will be a byproduct of me enjoying what I'm doing, right? That's all that matters. But I appreciate you weighing in. Shout outs to Studio Sense. Love Polo Green. I was suggesting it to someone. Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's see. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover in my head. So getting to the bottom, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. An hour and 20 minutes, a little bit longer than I wanted to do. Probably going to be in the fall now, like September, end of summer. Timing isn't working out to where we're going to do it in March like we were going to, so we're going to stay another 6 months here. And then around September, we're going to move to Texas. Still moving to Texas this year. Just it makes more sense to hold it off a few more months. Let's see. What I love about your channel specifically, man, is that you do more affordable stuff, which more people can get at the rack store hauls and so on. The two alone really set you apart from a lot of channels. Well, I appreciate that, Mac. Thank you, man. Well, I already had some off-non fragrances in there. I didn't want to put too much from one brand because it was in the running for it for sure. But I appreciate all of you. Ross, you're 100%. Thanks for all the great content. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the live stream. Have a nice night. Y'all do as well. Austin, Texas? Absolutely not. Moving to Conroe. That's the one city I would not move to in Texas. If I was to move to Austin, I'd just soon stay in Colorado. Same thing. So, but I appreciate all of you. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hit a thumbs up before you leave. Make sure you check out today's Gem Sense video or any of the recent content that you haven't seen yet if you're interested. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Again, thank you for stopping by. Have a good one, guys.